Well, I'll be. The Man with No Name and Ray are finally back in the story. It's been a bit. It's been quite a bit since we last saw them, and I'm glad to finally have them back in the story because they were always that wild card, so to say, for this arc, because we know that they were coming to save Emma, or at the very least, Ray was going to come trying to save Emma, and which in turn could throw a big wrench in the plan for both sides, for the human side and the demon side, and it's like, reinforcements that came out of nowhere. And so this is definitely that wild card, or what, Lucas is looking for when it comes to upping their battle strength. He was even talking about it in this chapter. But before we go any further with that, before I get into the stuff with Ray, the Man with No Name, to, Lucas, a meeting, and all that stuff, I want to talk about something that truly fascinated me, and it was Nos, I think that's his name. We get to see Nos, the demon with, like, the latex type look on all that. Well, many might assume that ever since he ate his lover, Noma, that maybe he absorbed her. It was even stated in this chapter that he absorbed her, and when he retained her memories, or she was truly a part of him alive and talking. That's what was stated, and many might assume that's what's going on there, but that is probably not the case. I mean, don't get me wrong, that type of element can be added to the series, absorption, to retaining memories of other people. It would explain why some of the demons, have a humanoid-like shape, why they like, intelligent humans, is because they need them to get smarter, not revert to wild savages like we see the, savage demon counterparts. I mean, that's a possibility, but holding that thought for a second, I believe there's more going on here than just absorption, or, Noma actually living through or inside of him. I think there's more going on here. And what I mean is that I believe that Nos, he's probably crazy. And it's very obvious when you look at the way his design is in this chapter. I mean, his hair, you can actually see some hair, like, going on the side of his face, which shows that he's just not right in the head right now, because usually when you see a character with all messed up looking hair, like in like a psychological series, it usually means that they're not all there, they're kind of crazy, and that's kind of the character design he had in that moment. But also, when he was talking, you see these multi-bubbles right after each other, how he was talking, basically. We have an outsider, one of the, humans that's part of the squad, they're just watching Nos talk to himself. He's saying everything out loud. He's talking, as Noma and talking as Nos and all that, which is why one of them came to the conclusion, like, did he absorb her? Is she still alive? Is that a thing? And no, I don't believe that's probably what's happening. I believe the man's just crazy, because you even see where he starts talking like Noma in the chapter when there's like this zoom out. Now, I personally don't know how the original Japanese translation of this chapter is. Like, when it comes to Japan and Japanese, usually there's different pronouns thrown around. Like, the overall structure of certain lines are completely different with their meaning, especially when it comes to female and male pronouns. So, most likely, Nos could have been changing from Noma and, himself throughout this entire chapter with his speech. Now, like I said, I don't understand Japanese, so if anyone that can read the original translation or the original version of the Promised Neverland chapter, please clarify in the comments below, because most likely that's what was going on. It's something that happens constantly with, Kaneki in Tokyo Ghoul. When he was going through his psychotic breakouts or breakdowns and all that, you had it to where he would, say certain things in like a female way or a male way, and that's kind of probably what was going on in this chapter. So this does let us know that the demons can get a little bit cuckoo, probably, because of stress. I mean, we already knew that they could love each other. I mean, Noma was obviously Nos' lover, and with, Noma dead, that tragic ending to her and all that, it makes a lot of sense why, he would react like he is. He's trying to figure out his own way of coping. He doesn't want to accept that she is gone, and that pretty much explains that entire event. But it's fascinating, though, because I feel like that, definitely leads to a lot of speculation of what could happen later on in the series with other characters if the writers wanted to go this far with, a psychotic breakdown. But, anyways, leaving it at that for now, let's talk about the stuff at the beginning with Lucas, Gillian, Pepe, Oliver. Let's talk about all of them. So, Gillian, as we know, she's down. But she's not dead, thankfully. She did get proper treatment. She did get stitched up and patched up. She's hurt, though, so she's out of combat. She's not going to be able to assist anymore in this upcoming fight with, with Lewis and stuff's going on with Nos and all that. There's not going to be any assistance at all. So Gillian, she's down for right now. She can't do anything. And also, Oliver, he took a heavy blow. It's more extensive and worse than I actually thought it was, but he's not dead instantly. He's actually undergoing surgery. They're trying to fix him. Lucas is trying to fix him, stitch him back up and all of that, but apparently the claws from Bayon and all that, when he impaled Oliver, it actually messed with some of his guts inside, so that's gonna be pretty rough. Oh yes, I mean, I could definitely see Oliver potentially dying, but at the same time, though, he might live because we already had a bunch of character deaths in this chapter, which I will get into. But Oliver, though, he's going through surgery, so obviously he's down as well. He's not going to really be much of help at all in the upcoming fight, even if he does survive this. So Gillian and Oliver, they're down. Lucas has his hands tied right now, literally, or hand tied, since, he has a missing hand. But he's currently working on, Oliver, trying to make sure he's fine. The other children are assisting and all that. And he realizes that with Gillian and now Oliver down, and then Pepe with a broken arm, and then Zach most likely unconscious somewhere else, or potentially even dead, he realizes that their battle power is not that good right now. Because all of this was just to be able to get at Lewis. Lewis is the in-game boss of this arc. He is that big head honcho, that stands on top and he's ready to tackle anybody that comes at him. Right now, he's willing to wait. And as he stated, if Emma disappoints him, he will take out his aggression on her. 15 minutes is all he's giving, or 10 minutes, my bad. And so, yeah. Time is ticking for Emma right now. And with the whole thing going on with Nos and all that, and then their battle power lowered, even if they were able to deal with Nos and take him down, the point still stands is that they still don't have enough strength to be able to fight, Lewis. See, he's just way too strong right now. He's full health. He knows exactly what they're trying to do, trying to come after him and all that. I mean, when you look at all these little things, you know for a fact that the cards are stacked against him. But anyways, let's also talk about the fact that in this chapter, we had a bunch of characters apparently die. Like, oh my god, Sandy and her entire group gets just slaughtered. Like, it's pretty fiend. Like, Nos is fiend. And I mean, I guess that's one of the reasons why you don't mess with a demon, especially in physical combat, especially one that is just breaking down mentally. You don't mess with someone like that. And that's pretty much what happened. You had it to where a bunch of them were just getting destroyed, beat to the inch of their life and all that, and it just, yeah, it's scary stuff, because, I mean, this is the first true deaths we're probably seeing in the Promised Neverland. I mean, we know that many others have died in the past, but we didn't really have any connection with them, and in a lot of ways, we still don't have a big connection with these characters, but it's still a very big blow, because a lot of these characters, they had a lot of potential. They had really good designs, really good character designs, and so seeing what's going on right now, that's going to be a big damper on their battle power for Lewis. And then also escaping as well. Once they're done with this, then that brings up a whole other issue. They have to get out of here and then escape for the Force and all that with the demons. So it's just going to be a lot of trouble one after another. This is not the end. Even if they get out of this, which Emma most likely is going to get out of this completely fine because she's the MC. But I mean, all the others, though, they got another whole trip after this. So it's not GG yet once they're, done with this playground. But now we get into the Man with No Name and Ray popping up as well. So the Man with No Name. Obviously, he was going to pop up in this arc, and he was going to play a part, because he has some history with Lewis. He also has some history with Lucas. They were best buds and all that. And we have the Man with No Name. He assumed that all of his friends, they're dead, that they were gone. So, obviously, when he starts to see them, he's just probably going to break down, and he's just going to be like, holy crap, and that's probably when we're going to find out about his name. So, that meeting needs to happen, and I can definitely see one of the two dying. Either Lucas is going to die, or the Man with No Name is going to die, or they're both going to die. Whatever's going to happen, they're going to probably go down fighting Lewis. Unless Lewis becomes a reoccurring villain. That stays around for a good long while. Regardless, though, Lewis is going to be a big part to play when it comes to the Man with No Name and his name reveal to what he's going to be doing next for the story. As for Ray is there to help out everybody, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a big part to play as well, because he's very intelligent. Ray is someone that has time and time again proven how smart he is and able to overcome many obstacles, so since, Lewis is very unaware of Ray right now in the Man with No Name, they could easily outsmart him, because they're not expecting someone at that level of intelligence to come out of nowhere and do something like, taking him down. He probably doesn't expect that at all. But that's pretty much it when it comes to this chapter of The Promised Neverland. Let me know your thoughts on in the comments below. If you enjoyed this chapter, please let me know. If you hated this chapter, let me know as well. I love you guys. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. Chibi out.